Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pelumi and I make university and lifestyle based content. If you're here and you would like to see more university style videos, you want to learn more about my whole admission process, maybe my grades before I got in, during, and my overall experience, make sure you subscribe so that you're notified much quicker when I do post videos regarding all those topics. Also, while you're here, make sure you like and maybe leave a comment about any topics you'd like to see. You can follow me on Instagram if you have a more specific question. This video is going to be 10 things you need to know before you start university. Let's get into the video. I have on my trusty MacBook my list once again. First thing on my list has to do with books, textbooks, whatever. I guess people also read actual books in their courses. I don't know. Long story short, don't be in a rush to buy your books because I think that is such a common thing for first years to you just want to have everything in order. So it's like as soon as you register for your classes and you find out what classes you're in, you're like on the must-knows page trying to figure out which books you need, trying to buy them, and just really excited. Don't be in a rush, especially don't buy books brand new off the bat. If you already know you want all your books brand new, then do you, but wait until you get to school because usually you don't even really need books like that the first week, maybe 2 weeks even. First of all, you'll have some classes that won't even require you to use your book with the course. So if you buy a book, you would feel so stupid because you wasted your money. So that's number one reason why you shouldn't buy books until your teachers have told you if you actually need the textbook. Next, what you're gonna do, you're gonna go on the must-knows page, ask a question in the group, and be like, oh, does anybody have so-and-so book? Also, you're going to search in the search bar for that specific book that you need so that anyone who is selling it at a certain point who might not have sold the book can message them oh, did you sell that book yet? And if they did, they'll tell you. If they didn't, meet up, exchange books and money, and you're done. But you never want to off the bat get overexcited and buy all your books new because you will spend $2,000. If you buy maybe some of your books new and some of them used, spend significantly less. And if you're lucky and you can buy all your books used, then you'll spend even less. So yeah, don't be too excited. Number 2 on my list has to do with people who are going to be moving into residence. When you're packing, try to pack things that you will unpack in boxes or big bins and stuff, because the good thing is the beds these days in residence are lifted and you don't have to lift them yourself, so they have enough height that you can fit so many things under there. So get big bins and pack your bedding in the big bins. Pack all the random things that you're gonna bring that don't have to stay in a bin and to begin with, so that when you take them out and unpack them, now you have all these empty bins that you can shove under your bed for storage. Because at least I lived in Saugeen, so I didn't have too much storage space except for under my bed. I had a closet that I shared with my roommate, and I had 2 dressers. I had 4 dressers, so that's good for your clothes. But for storage, there's not much. So you need to be strategic with this and plan ahead so that when you start buying more things or when you have snacks or something, put them in the bins under your bed. It's gonna save you a lot of trouble. Number 3 on my list is a good one, I think. Tell me if I'm wrong. But this has to do with opting out. When you register for all your classes, you're gonna get your statement of account in your student center, which will tell you how much you're paying overall for the entire year. And when you click on it for the detailed statement of accounts, it'll show you each individual thing you're paying for. So this year it might be a little bit different because of COVID and everything, and I think that they're not letting you opt out of everything the way they used to let you opt out of. But one thing you still can opt out of, and you should make sure you opt out of, is health and dental care if your parents or you already have insurance, because you're gonna be paying for something that you don't need to pay for. And nobody's gonna tell you this. Literally nobody tells you except for people who have gone through it themselves. My dad only knew because I have an older brother who already passed through all this stuff. My dad was already did you opt out of stuff already? Let me opt out, because if I have health care and dental care, I don't need to pay for student dental and health care. In a regular school year, this year doesn't count, but there are other things you can opt out of. Be careful with this because there are some things that if you opt out of, they won't let you participate in certain activities or whatever. For example, if you opt out of clubs, you won't be able to join student council kind of run clubs. So that happened to me actually, because my dad accidentally opted out of clubs, and then I couldn't really join a club for officially join a club for a year. But even then, it's not the end of the world because you can still go to club events and stuff. You just can't be a paid member and get discounts on certain things. Number 4 has to do with friendships. Okay, let me set the scene. So it's a week. You move in, you're so excited, you're meeting friends, you're making friends everywhere you step. you make a new friend, you ask for each other's Snapchats, and you're friends. And then you like have people you start hanging out with like more than other people. You're getting excited, you're feeling so close. You guys are best friends. The end. We're best friends. We're gonna go everywhere together. Wrong scenario, babes. Don't do it. It's not about saying don't make friends. It's about saying set boundaries. Here's the reality. When you first meet people, everybody is nice. Literally only an absolute crazy person is like rude to people who they just met. Doesn't mean they're your friends. They can be like acquaintances, starter friends, but just set boundaries with people. When you get too excited and you want to be best friends with everybody and you just met these people, you really don't know where these people are coming from. So now you're here having drama with somebody because you didn't set boundaries and just let things go, and you know, you realize kind of too late that their personality doesn't really click with yours. It's just like things you don't really want when you're supposed to be at school trying to get good grades and everything. Drama should be the last thing you want. It's just too much work. Number 5 and 6 on my list kind of intertwine with one another. Number 5 has to do with shopping. I remember about a year ago this time actually, it was approaching like,
oh my gosh, it's August, I'm gonna be moving into school in like a month.
So me and my mom were going ham, like shopping for everything I need. I'm my mini fridge, buying like all my bedding and all that stuff. You should be doing that sooner rather than later, but you can relax a little bit because it's not like the deadline to shop is move-in day. So I feel like that's how I was acting, was like I was thinking like I have to get every last thing I'll possibly need before I move in, when it's like once you move in, you don't suddenly have to stop shopping for like room decor or for things that will make your room more comfortable. Even if you can't shop on your own because maybe you need like a car to move something, you can always during reading week, during Christmas break, even just going home for a weekend, buy some things and bring it back, you know? It's not the end of the world if you don't buy every last thing you need for your room beforehand. And it probably makes even more sense to wait for some things that you're not sure if you'll need. My best example is Word's moving day. I had bought basically everything, but I was like watching someone's video and I'm like, oh my gosh, she bought a cushion for her chair. Maybe I should buy one too because I want it to be comfortable because I'm gonna be studying there. And I didn't end up buying it, and then I got to school and I never bought it because I didn't need a cushion. Like, it was not that serious. Don't be so overexcited trying to buy
every last thing you could possibly ever need if the world was like ending.
The world is not gonna end if you don't buy every single thing on your list before you move in. And like I said, this ties into number 6, and number 6 is about packing. More specifically, packing clothes. More specifically, don't overpack clothes, because this ties into like number 5, like I said already. Anyway, this is not the last time in your life you have to have clothes. You don't need to pack every shirt you'll ever possibly wear, because first of all, for example, at my school, there was a mall like a 5-minute bus ride away from campus. And me and my friends went to the mall all the time. I brought important things that I thought I would actually wear, and my closet was still low-key full. You will find yourself having to like take things home at certain points, especially when winter rolls around. You have to make room for your winter jackets and your sweaters and all that stuff. Yes, buy a new closet, like we all do it, you know, buy some new clothes and stuff. Like it's a new you can reinvent yourself, all that stuff. But like, don't go overboard because it's just not that serious. Also, think about when you have to move back out and now you have double the amount of clothes you came with. Just chill out a little bit. Number 7, learning your way around campus. This one's more of a reassuring one, okay? You don't need to know your whole entire way around campus before you get there, because that was something I was so worried about. I don't know why, but when it was time for me to like select my unis, I didn't go visit a single uni. The only thing about Western though is that I had already been on the campus when my older brother was going there. So that was like the only thing I could remember. I never actually went for myself to explore anything. So I was like starting to realize I really don't know my way around campus whatsoever. And Western's a huge campus. I was so scared. I was like, maybe the day before classes start, I should just roam around campus and learn my way around. Use Google Maps until you get it, because the only way you learn things like that is by doing it. Same thing as high school. You're always scared. You think, oh my gosh, I don't know where my classes are. And you eventually get it and you're like, it was just not that serious. 8 is about your courses. More specifically, course selection. I know this one's a little bit hard, but to some extent try to be strategic in selecting your courses, especially first year where you do have a lot of like electives and it's usually like a general first year. So if you really don't know what exactly you want to do with your degree, or like if the degree you're in is 100% what you want to be doing, you want to try to keep your your options as open as possible. So take all the required courses for whatever degree you're in, and then for your electives, if there's any like degrees that are sort of adjacent to the degree you're in, where you need certain courses to get in. Obviously, it's really hard to look in the future, and this is very subjective. Like, honestly, if you just can't do it, you can't do it. This one's not for everybody, but for example, for me, when I entered first year, I was in health science, and I was looking at all the modules, and like the hardest, like, you know, most complicated health science module after first year is health science with biology. And to get into that module, you need to take all these specific courses. So I made sure to take all the courses required for that, just because, you know, I wasn't sure which module I want to enter. I wanted to make sure that if I did decide to enter that module, I would have taken the required courses for it, because the only courses that are necessary for just health science in general for first year is like biology and something else. So if I had just, you know, followed that guideline and just taken a bunch of electives that I thought were easy without actually using any kind of strategy for how I would go forward in this program, or even if I want to switch programs, I would have kind of been stuck, because now I made the decision to switch out of health sci into science, and I wouldn't have been able to do that if I hadn't taken all the extra courses that I took. So if you're just not completely sure about the program that you're in, or there are other programs that you're kind of looking at that you're like, maybe I would want to switch into that one, just to be safe, try to like cover your bases as much as possible. Honestly, it's not easy to completely guarantee that, you know, you're going to take all the courses for this program and that's exactly the program you're going to want to be in, because you might take all the courses, you need to switch into the other program just in case, but then you end up actually wanting to switch into this program and you didn't take the prerequisites for that. So obviously there's no like 100% guarantee, but think about like where you want to go with this program. Like, even look at the modules that you're gonna have to choose after first year, and if you're interested in any of those modules and what you need to get into those modules to cover your bases and be safe. Okay, we're almost reaching the end, so we're at number 9, and number 9 has to do with like your calendars and how you plan yourself. Use the calendars they give you when you first move in, like the big ones you put on your wall, or use your phone, use an agenda, use whatever will actually work for you, because it might be a little bit confusing to keep track of all the little quizzes and assignments you have due that aren't like full-on exams or full-on tests. It's really easy to miss some sometimes. Like, I have missed like a quiz or two. Whatever will just casually remind you, you're like, oh yeah, I have a quiz due tonight. Use that, like whether it's your phone reminder or your calendar up on your wall so that you see it every day. Finally, number 10 has to do with bird courses. So bird courses are supposed to like be super easy, like courses that you can fly through. I don't know if that's the reason they're called bird courses, but it just sounds right, you know? When something just sounds right in your head, that has to be the reason. Maybe my friend said that actually, I don't know. But the thing about bird courses is that the content might be simple, easy, or maybe there's not too many assignments, maybe there's like only one exam in the course, you know, things that should make something easy. But beware, if you're just not interested in a topic, it's gonna be really hard to do well. For example, I took statistics 1026 or 1024, something like that. Western statistics first year, very basic. Literally, it's like a lot of the concepts were things that I learned in like grade 10 business. Like, you literally learn about mean, median, mode again. But then it gets a little bit more difficult at the end. But overall, should not have been a difficult course at all. But I just found it so boring. I couldn't do the readings. Like, I literally had to force myself to sit there and read about mean, median, and mode, read about normal distribution, all that stuff, and I did not do as well in it as I've done in some of my other harder courses, you know? So a bird course for one person does not necessarily mean it's gonna be for you. So ideally, you'll find a bird course that also still appeals to you, because otherwise it's so hard to like want to do well or to do well in something that you're completely uninterested in. So beware of bird courses. Make sure it's not about some random topic that you have no interest in at all, and do your best. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope this was informative. I hope it was helpful. I hope some of these things you're like, oh yeah, that makes so much sense. You wrote it down or something. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this. It's free. It doesn't cost you nothing. Share with your friends who you think this might be helpful for, and I'll see you guys next time.